Before we start, just understand this is not a signal service. Everything you see here is for educational purposes only. Trading involves risk, and the goal here is not to follow trades, it's to learn the process behind them.
Good morning and welcome to I'm the Trader Capital live trading floor. First and foremost, all glory to the Most High God. Let's bow our heads to say a quick prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for your grace and your mercy. We thank you for another opportunity to try again and learn and grow in these markets. Father, we ask that your will be done today as it is in heaven. Father, I ask that you give us the heart of a giver and make us a lover of our neighbor. Please let me not lead anyone that listens to be astray. Use me as a vessel to bring your children back unto you. In Jesus' mighty name I pray. Amen. Amen. Before we jump into the charts, I just want to say there was a time I used to sit down at the charts with no real plan, jumping between strategies, second guessing every entry, and honestly just hoping the trade would work. And that's where most traders are today, not because they're not capable, but because they don't have a structured process. The biggest pitfalls that causes traders to fail is that they have no knowledge on money, they don't know how to lose, they don't know how the markets operate, and they don't have a winning model. Excuse me. 90% of traders fail, or 90% are plagued with one or more of these pitfalls. Today, I'm going to show you the three pillars that every trader must have in their trading to survive and thrive in the financial markets. So you can join the 10% who succeed and fast track your way to the top 1% of the wealthiest people on this planet. It's called the 10% to 1% club. Let's go. But before we dive deep into the three core pillars, when you step into this arena, in this battlefield, you must first have two crucial realizations. Realization number one, trading is war. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is the hardest thing that you will ever do in your life. Realization number two, all traders are money managers. As a trader, your ability to manage money is vital to your survival in this industry and in life as we know it. Most traders think success in the markets come from finding the perfect strategy or catching the biggest moves, but the reality is success in trading is built on three core pillars. First, money and mindset. This is the foundation of success. Second, risk management. This is the holy grail of trading. This is what will keep you in the game long after everybody else has quit. Lastly, trading edge. This is where all traders start. I know this because this is where I started, and that's why in today's session we're going to hone in on our trading edge. Now, everything we do here is built around one thing, and that is confidence in your trading edge. And that confidence comes from three things. One, understanding how the market actually operates, not what social media says, but how money truly moves. Two, having one trading model, one model with IPTA signatures that you trust and execute on a consistent basis. Three, having a plan and process, because without a plan and process, you're just winging it and you're reacting to price action. And this right here, this session, this is where we focus on the third piece, the process aspect, all right? I'm not here to force trades. I'm here to execute my plan step by step in real time. All right, let's get into the live trading floor. As you're watching, don't just look for entries, but pay attention to the process behind the entries, because this is what gets you into the 10% of traders who succeed. And if you want to go further and to join the 1%, that's where we break down all three pillars inside of the program. I used to think winning trades build confidence, but it's not the wins. It's knowing exactly what you're doing, when you're doing it, how you're doing it, and why you're doing it before, during, and after every trade. And that's what we're building here. Let's get into the routine. All right, as always, my weekly target is 3%. Mental check-in, feeling generally okay. All right, excited to see what price action has in store for us today. Excited to continue to grow, all right, and get 1% better in these markets. I feel like I already grew from just the data that I collected from yesterday. So I'm excited for what today has to offer me, okay? Knowledge risks. I accept any risk that comes with trading today. All right, I understand that trading comes with real risk and that losing is part of the battle. News is Tuesday, April 14th. All right, we have high impact news that came out at 8:30. I believe that is the only news today. Yeah, that's the only news today. I use Econoday. All right, this is my main economic calendar, or a Forest Factory is my backup economic calendar. All right. I look at this for looking ahead of the week because Econoday I only get for the week as the week starts on Monday, really and truly. So we have high impact news that came out 8:30. We had news today. All right, making an optimal day for us to take a trade. Risk going into today, we're at 0.25 of our account size, and we have a max of 0.75. Weekly program has not been established yet. Well, I don't know if it has been yet because I haven't seen the markets, but it will be based on Monday's range, which has completed already. So we'll go into the market and see what our weekly program is saying right now, if it has been established or not. Not that we need it, all right? I just like to know what my weekly program is. I was doing some work on a higher time frame yesterday and saw some nice stuff. But let me unsync this because I don't want to see these on the lower time frames. This is my draw on liquidity up here. All right, it's a weekly inefficiency, volume imbalance. All right, I'm anticipating a draw up in here for the week. Well, for price anyway. It doesn't have to be this week, but this is my draw. I could have sworn I shown the 60-day as well. But anyway, let me adjust my 20-day. Yeah, I somehow deleted my price on here, so let's put that back. Don't know how it happened, but it happened. All right, yep, weekly program has been established. Before we get into this week, actually, we got a good amount of time. Let's talk a little bit about yesterday and how yesterday finished. This was our initial magic draw on liquidity with the magic magnet right there. This was our first initial draw on price since we took dealing range buy side. All right, and I anticipated the relative equal highs that were above as the next draw on liquidity, and price gave us more than we bargained for here. Magic magnet doing its job yet again, coming true. So that's how the day finished. PM session, which we watched over on DJ. All right, we was late to the market. All right, so missed this opportunity, but I noticed it after the fact. But we did catch this continuation setup. All right, we watched it. All right, do its thing. What a beauty. What a beauty. Dealing range high was right here. Okay, we had a retracement set up, gave us a -2. All right, gave us the green light, go ahead for the continuation. We took opening PM session opening range sell side, swing with a displacement. We didn't use. Okay, now let's get into a little bit of a teaching. As you can see, this swing high. Oh, wrong thing. This swing high here, all right, trades back to and through the key level, which is open range session sell side. But however, for the time, all right, it's 2:30. We require a breaker setup. This swing high does not take a swing low, okay? So this will not be a valid market structure shift for the time, okay? However, this swing high here takes this swing low, also takes this swing low down in here, all right, takes multiple swing low, making it a breaker. So this market structure shift, this was a valid, let me delete that. This was a valid market structure shift, all right, for the time, and then price, right? For the time, this was a valid market structure shift. So our entry was right here. This was me when I reduced risk. All right, it gave us about 7 contracts, I believe. The contract sizes for PM session were very nice. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed watching that. Once again, beautiful, beautiful setup there. It was so nice to watch. Beautiful. As soon as you got tagged in the trade, it just went straight in our direction, right? It didn't even think twice about it. And that's the signatures that we want to see when we enter a trade. Lovely, lovely. Lovely trade. Also gave us another opportunity here. Hello? Where did my time go? Now my time is also missing. Who's deleting my stuff? Who's deleting my stuff? Because it ain't me. That's crazy. I'm like, I'm not seeing the time. Where's the paste? Okay. Now they're just toying with me, you know? This is crazy, you know? You know what? Anyway, we had another opportunity for continuation over here. Let's get into it today because there's always something. There's always something in it. But anyway, beautiful price action yesterday. I enjoyed watching it. Tape reading session was incredible. I just don't understand why. There we go, back in action. All right. First things first. Step 1, condition. Identify your bias. For us, is session bias. All right. In order to do that, we identify our dealing range, and how we do that is from 12 a.m. to current price action. Same thing, just a different day. We note the lowest low to highest high. All right. This gives us our field of play, our dealing range going into our session, and then we know this is the yearly open. We know key liquidity above and below. Let's do below first because above I'll need to squint a bit more. Below dealing range, yet again, we have Asia session sell side. And below that, we have PM session sell side. And we'll end it there for sell side. Above it now. I have this to show on here too. Yeah, have it to show on the 60 minutes. Okay, let's go back. We're about to kick off in less than 5 seconds. And I can't find any inefficiency. Or any liquidity. You know what? I'll just get that liquidity of the 1 hour there. And we'll use that. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. 9:30 popping off. Open range gap is below price, so we gapped up, or we have a premium gap up. Above price, we got this. Oh, lovely buy side, which we took already, so I'm not interested in that. looking like we're about to smash daily range buy side. Our weekly program has been established as a buy program, okay, since we took Monday's range from 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. We took that high here, all right, established our weekly program as a buy program. Internal liquidity I'll be interested in. We have a 20-day high, which is also previous day high. And that's pretty much it for me. We do have previous month's high too. Oh, it's way below price. Just preparing. Yep, dealing range buy side getting rated. Right, session bias has been confirmed as buys in line with our weekly program. Okay, so we're looking to be a buyer of this market today. For a retracement, this is the low I'll need to see go. To down here, where I'll be anticipating a continuation. I'm actually going to switch everything to this chart here because I prefer to look over here than to look over here. So awkward. Here everything is like, I'll have at least a one minute right in my face here. So that will be a change for me there. Yeah, like I was saying, I was paying attention to the higher time frame, monthly, weekly, and daily, and price action was so clean over there. Like the draw on liquidity is just so clean, super duper clean. We're about to smash our draw on liquidity. Our initial draw on liquidity. This is my draw on liquidity. Beyond that, we have this weekly high up here. Probably won't even show on here. Oh, that's that high getting taken right now. go. We ended up here. Depending on how price behave in that weekly volume imbalance. Okay, if he wants to disrespect it, I'll be targeting this high up here. But initial draw on liquidity there, getting smashed. And I have nothing else other than up here, unless I squint. See if we can find something. And price, but way far from that price action now. Yeah, not really. Nothing. Nothing for me really that I'll be interested in. Personally. This is my next draw on liquidity there. Won't be interested in this low, but obviously I will still confirm a retracement setup for continuation. Because this low here, I don't see it taking any highs. I don't want to go back too far either, you know. Yeah, technically it takes this high here, but not something I'll be confident in pulling the trigger on. So, not for me. I will watch it though. Let's watch the okay, good. Got first presented fair value gap. Seeing this as a lower time frame entry here. Yeah, what did I say? I'm seeing this as a lower time frame entry. I can see it. See the relationship. Everything is mad slow right now. Alright, so now this is the swing low I would be interested in, because this swing low takes a high here. Let's get my short position tool ready. Stop here. Yeah, PM session yesterday was given decent contract sizes, like 7, 8, maybe because volume was down, volume was low, but morning sessions, woo, only 2. Would have took a loss there on that 15 seconds. That's why I gave it a break. I'm good with the 1 minute. It works for me right now. I'll be targeting somewhere here. Taking dealing range buy side, all right, we've established a condition as a buy program going into our morning session. Right, we are waiting for a retracement trade to then anticipate the continuation higher. Until we take dealing range sell side, right, that will always be what I assume price is gonna do. So we've hit our first draw on liquidity. Next draw is all the way up here. So I'm just gonna move this to the 3rd line, and we'll just track it as it keeps going higher. Okay, we hit our first draw on liquidity already. Next one is the next standard deviation. We'll take the standard deviations until we get to that high up there. Dealing range needs to get adjusted because we smashed that 15-minute candle high there. This is still the low that needs to go for me to be interested in a retracement setup. I'll be watching this low, not one that I would engage in though. and take it regardless. I'm trying to see if I liked it better when it was dashed lines. Oh, yeah, let's do the dash just so we establish the difference between dealing range and other liquidities. Yeah, because then they start to blend, right? Yeah, I think it would have made more sense yesterday too. Just patiently waiting for our setup. All right, we establish our condition. All right, waiting on the stage. Right, we know what we're anticipating. We're anticipating a retracement to then continue higher. All right, so now it's just about waiting for the setup to present itself. Yeah, we hit that weekly inefficiency I'm seeing. Yeah, cool. Keep you on there for today. Target in consequent encroachment of that. $9.50 macro. So now the market structure shift, the law of interest for me right here. excuse me. Gives it to me here, I will engage. Then again, do have a point of potential interest, right, to continue higher. I'll just be ready for the continuation from there. Be aware of it. At least I'm pointing it out, so I'm aware of it, because yesterday I wasn't pointing it out, so I wasn't really aware of it. But today, or moving forward, I'm going to point them out so I'm aware of where I'm at. Time and price. Gives me this retracement, I will take it, but I will also be aware, all right, that once I get taken out, that will be confirming a continuation setup for me using this liquidity right here. In there, in there, in there. Tagged in that trade. Was selling, so let's put a buy. One there. 225. Buy one there. Move this to, I'm gonna delete this one, and the third one. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the stop there. Really should be one above this high, but I don't mind keeping it at this high. Looks like a lot going on with this here. This is the market structure shift I would need to see for a continuation, which is what let me know that I'm offside as well in this trade. Bullish. Watching this OB as my last line in the sand for the trade, and I'm switching over to continuation. Once I get my profit targets, I'll go back and obviously adjust the stop as I need to. But I want to focus on the next phase of play, right? Next phase of play. So my hands is in the market, the model, and my trade management's hands. Nothing I can do for that trade right now, but pay attention to the price action. Candle body closure in the main threshold of this order block. All right, I will reduce risk on this trade. I'll take 1 off. So I'll buy back 1. I do have a level of interest, right, for my continuation setup. I would prefer down in here, all right, or at least opening range sell side here once it confirms in less than a minute in here. But it doesn't have to do anything that I want it to do. Just because it's where I prefer doesn't mean that's what price is gonna do, right? So we let the price do its thing. I'm just looking right now to see if any fibs really like line up with any key price points I'll be interested in. I am also watching price willingness to come to mean threshold of opening range gap. But in order to get there, he has to get through opening range sell side. I do want to see it price close below first presented fair value gap and use it, right, as an inversion. Oh, whoa, no, as a reclaimed bearish fair value gap, as it is. It won't be an inversion. It will be reclaimed, I believe. Could be wrong. If you want to learn the correct terminologies, go to the source, and that is ICT, Inner Circle Trader on YouTube. It's free. Cost you nothing but your time. I'm aware that 15-minute created busy over here. Okay, so I am paying attention here as well. I'm watching anything that could interrupt price getting to my profit targets. Showing respect for first presenter fair value gap. 10:30, 10 o'clock, open range, buy side and sell side confirmed. I'm waiting for body closure below first presented fair value gap. Not seeing that right now. Why does it be doing that? I know there's price action there, why does it do that? have relative equal lows down here. Okay, London also deal range low, and Asia sell side. We're inside of that 15-minute inefficiency here. Paying attention to that as well. Waiting for candle body closure below first presenter fair value gap, which we haven't got yet. Yeah, that's not significant though. Not significant for me anyway. Well, I technically will not be taking this right now, okay, because I said I'm giving it till the end of this week, all right, to then for more confidence, right, of seeing more data. Came into this 15-minute inefficiency. Let's see how it behaves. But it would be a continuation setup, okay, and we will watch it. Don't mind not being in it right now, okay. Like I said, I'm still collecting data on those buying in the premium, especially because price just been going up. Obviously, it can still continue to go up. All right. But for me, right now, on my current understanding of price action and current experience, I haven't collected enough data to confidently engage in those. All right. So far, I'm getting there. Right. I'm building more confidence as the days are coming on, and I'm seeing more setups in the premium that are panning out. Okay, building more confidence towards them, but I'm not there yet. Like I said, I'll give it this week, and then after this week, we'll see how I'm feeling. But this is the high I would want to see go for a continuation setup. Like I said, this was not significant closure for me, really. Body closure here. Let me go back here so we can reduce risk on this trade since we are coming back up. See a body closure here. I will buy back one because I'm selling. to let the candle close, right? Still got a good 30 seconds on that candle. I have to let it do his thing. If he's going to take me out, he's going to take me out. "15 seconds. I doubt it'll keep me in there. It's probably going to be the one that takes me out as well, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. Either way, once it closes, I'm buying back one. Let's do two because I only have two left in here. And let's do a buy stop of two. We can close one of these because we only have two left in there. What's the high of this? It is 6375. 6375. Still waiting for the market structure shift to confirm the continuation. There we go. We've got continuation set up confirmed. I would be interested there. Well, since we're not getting in, right, we can just stay on this chart. Alright, I'll be getting tagged in that. And smashed out of my current trade. Fair enough. We knew it was coming once this candle closed above mean threshold. We're watching this continuation set up here. Oh, what did I just do? And it also, actually no, it was right on the macro time it completed. Let's see what we lost there. $2.11. Okay, save ourselves about $40. We'll take it. Not bad. No qualms with that. Daily range gets adjusted. From my experience now, I'm able to reduce risk, all right, and not get a full risk stop out. I like that because I didn't have that before. So this would be two contracts. We're watching this continuation set up. Negative ones right here. So let's see how it plays out. We're looking at 950 right there. I did say, but at the end of, I'm gonna continue tape reading those until for the rest of the week. So I can't go back on my word. All right. Even though I can be in this trade right now, I already said I'm gonna give it the remainder of this week, and then next week, starting next week, we'll be engaging in those entries in terms of buying in a premium and selling in a discount. That was a risk I knew I was taking, all right? Just because we had this key level that I was interested in for the continuation here. Let's see what the high, this high and the high, 740.50, 740.50 is the same, doesn't trade to and through it. So not high for me. It's not above the key level. It's at it, has to be above it. Target is, what is this? Oh, so many things on the chart. Just be moving shit. Don't even know where you're moving. Consequent encroachment of that inefficiency on the weekly time frame. That is the next draw. First initial draw was this high, which was smash. 15-minute price respect to that 15-minute inefficiency that I was paying attention to. It didn't bode well for my retracement, right? But for continuation, did its thing. And I said no. I don't know where that song came from. I haven't heard that song in so long, and now it's in my head. Dealing range, getting adjusted here. I need to pay attention to that. Be catching it late. Because we're taking this 15-minute high, alright? When this 15-minute candle closes and the next one takes its high, then we'll be adjusted to this candle. Now, this is the low. Well, not that I'd be interested in taking a trade right now, but this is the low that needs to go. Bodies here would make sense, but that's not what we're doing. We're using what we frame for entry and risk as our management, okay? That's what we agreed on until the data says otherwise. Next point of entry, or next time of entry, right, is 10:30. Right now we're watching this continuation setup after a failed, well, not a failed, after, yeah, failed retracement setup, but it did give us the green light go to engage in this continuation trade. Yeah, it was a risk I took. I knew it, I understood it. I was fine with it. Excuse me. .5, man. 0.5 is like 100% because we did get 0.5 here on this setup. 0.5 can be ends, you know, literally. we'll do a question in a minute. Let me get back. Let me find it. I think we answered that one. What's more important, win rate or risk management? I don't know if I answered this one, but I think we all know which one I'm going to say, which is more important. But I'll let you guys answer that. Which one, what is more important, win rate or risk management? It's an easy answer for me, really and truly. Duh, risk management. Who cares about a win rate, right? If you win 70% of the time, but when you lose, you're losing about more than 20% of your account. Doesn't make sense, right? The math doesn't math, right? It's always going to be risk management. Risk management is the holy grail of trading. If you've ever been in search of a holy grail in trading, all right, you found it. And it's risk management. That is a holy grail of trading. So what's more important, win rate or risk management? Easy one right there. That one's easy peasy. How do you confirm your setups? How do you confirm your setups? All right, so how I confirm my setups, all right, based on a 3-step process here that we're following. First, I have to identify my condition, all right, which lets me know what bias I'm going in, all right. I always need to know what bias, so I know the stage, right? Step 2, stage, type of trade, all right. It's either going to be a retracement setup or it's going to be a continuation setup. And in order to know which one I'm getting in, I have to have first identified the condition. Then the stage, all right, which is type of setup, and then execution. For my execution, all right, depending on the time, I want to see a different execution, right? That's how I confirm my setups, right? So let's say there's 2 time frames that I trade, is the post 30s and then macros. For post 30s, I want to see a breaker entry, and for macros, I don't mind breaker and mitigation. I'll take both, all right. But for the post 30s, I want to see a breaker entry. All right, once I have that, that's what confirms my setup with that market structure shift. That's my green light go. Trade is confirmed. We can then place our limits. So that's how I confirm my setups. Right, I have a 3-step process that I'm following. Step 1 leads to step 2. All right. Once step 2 is established, we wait for the setup. We wait for our entry criteria to be met. Time, key liquidity, swing with displacement, market structure shift. Those are my 4 entry criterias. All right, and boom, pull in the trigger. And that is how I confirm my setups. Nothing more, nothing less. That's it. That's all. I love it. All right, so I like that price respected this inefficiency here. All right, also this one too. And now we're respecting this inefficiency, right, to potentially take us to -1. And our drawn liquidity, It got adjusted, right? That's why that got adjusted too. That's why this it seemed off, because I adjusted my daily range. Duh. But anyway, next draw on liquidity is consequent encroachment of the weekly inefficiency, which is a volume imbalance. A volume imbalance. So that's my next draw on liquidity. Let's unsync it. Expecting this other block as well. Greater. Well, okay, so this would be a proportion block, so I don't want to see price come to the middle of it. It can, but I don't want to see it. I want to see speed and magnitude here. We're looking for speed and magnitude. So let's see if we get that. Come to the body. Speed and magnitude. I need to see it go from here. Characteristics I want to see. This candle or the next candle, I need to see it leave this area. Speed and magnitude. Working on this skill here, being able to read price action, or at least identified characteristics I want to see that lets me know that I'm on side or off side. Not liking this little pause here. We do have this inefficiency with this order block down here. Once, if and when we break this inefficiency and the order block with a body closure in the main threshold, all right, it will give me alarm bells will start ringing in this trade. But for me to reduce risk, right, I'll need body closure between over here, main threshold of this order block here. For now, I'll be sitting comfortably in this trade. It was what, 2 contracts, so 1 and then 1. Negative 1.5 is our terminus. Speed and magnitude. Will you hit that? CE. Yep. Smashing that consequent encroachment of that inefficiency there. Next, that was my next draw after this high. Okay, next one is the high. Right, the upper quadrant. The high of that inefficiency there. It's my next draw on liquidity. Magic Magnet, once again performing, doing its magic, pulling price towards it as it does, as it's been doing. Still haven't got -1 yet. Still have not got -1 yet. 10:30. First hour of trading about to be behind us once this candle closes. We've taken this high. What's that high? 25806. Yep, definitely taking it. Adjusting daily range. And now this low takes this high. All right, so would be interested here. Still not giving us -1 yet. Nothing for me to do here yet. Trade, my setup has not been confirmed. I've had step 1, waiting for step 2. Well, we know what step 2 is, right? We're anticipating a retracement. -1, getting smashed. Stop would be being reduced to 0.75, and final terminus will be at -1.5. So let's see if it gives it to us. This is now the swing low that needs to go for me to be interested in a retracement setup. So yet again, right, more data collected for buying in the premium. Okay, so confidence for these kinds of setup are increasing. I feel good enough to get into it today, but like I said yesterday, I'm gonna give it the remainder of this week, all right, to see more setups. But today I did feel really good about, getting into this trade. So my feelings towards those trades, meaning I'm building more confidence, right? Because I've seen it enough times, right, to be able to say like, hey, I'm okay with the risk that comes with it, because I've seen it enough times that it pans out, more times than not, right? So, yep, feeling good about those now. All right, by the end of this week, we'll be ready to go with those entries. And watch next week not give us any at all. But it's all right if and when it does, right? We'll have the confidence behind us to be able to engage in those setups. So, yeah, happy with that. Happy with that. Continuation's been killing it, man. Been killing it. It might increase the risk for those later down the line. Retracement will stay at 0.25, and then I might go to 0.5 on continuation setups. But that's something I'm considering, right? Nothing I'm pulling the trigger on yet. But based on the data I've collected, that's what I want to do. Come on, Magic Magnet. Do your magicness. Not Magic Mike, it's Magic Magnet. Gives me an entry here. I will be interested. I will partake. No qualms with that. Second bullet of the day gave us 4 contracts. We'll buy back 1 here, 650. We'll buy back another one at 375. Okay, then another one at 4E75. Let me do up here and just drag it down. 40.75 right there. And last one, let's close this. We'll buy it back at 0.25. Which is 28. Yep, 28 right there. 28. Stop wise, we're looking at 18 on the dot. Because it's 718, so we're looking at 717. I mean, sorry, looking at 18 right there. Get rid of that. Keep the charts a little bit clean. Don't want it to be too messy. This is last line in the sand, closure in the main threshold of this OB will be our alarm bells to take something off the trade, right? Just because probability of us being off increases, being offside increases, right? Once we get a body closure here. It's out of my hands, okay? Nothing I can do. It's in the market, the model, and our trade management's hands. I let them do the heavy lifting. My job is to follow my 3-step process and execute on my setup. So what confirms my setup, right? I identified my condition, it's a buy program, right? We've taken dealing range buy side, so I'm anticipating a retracement to then continue. All right, so the setup here is a retracement setup. We have our swing, we have our time, right, 30, and then during the 30s we want to see a breaker. This swing low takes this swing high, making it a breaker entry. Swing high, displacement, market structure shift. Here, this low takes a high, makes it a breaker entry for the time. So confirms the entry, confirms my setup here. And my entry is right on the market structure shift. As soon as I see the market structure shift, I'm setting my limit orders and my job is done. I accept the risk. I already have a predefined risk, right? So I'm already accepted it before I even put the trade on. I know what I'm losing, right? It's 250 and I accept that. I have 3 bullets, right? I've used one. This is the second one, right? If this trade is another loss, all right, I'll have 1 more bullet to use on the session, on the day, right? And then that account is done for. That's it. Simple as that. Simple as that. I will buy back 1 if we close, if we see a body closure in the main threshold of this order block here. I'm using this one because it's the fullest up close candle compared to this one here. This has more body, all right, in it. So I'm more interested in this one than I am in this tiny one here. So we'll have our mouse over here ready to buy back 1. Other than that, nothing else for me to do here. Nothing at all to do. But pay attention to the candlesticks and the storyline that they're telling me. We did come back in here. Oh no, we didn't actually. I want to see how price behaves when it comes in here. We have that volume imbalance with it. Also, with the volume imbalance, it came inside of it. Yeah. I want to see price close below this inefficiency here. Use it as an inversion to continue lower. That's what I want to see. All right. I don't want to see you show any respect for this inefficiency here. But what I want to see and what the market does, right, still gives me a picture, right? Gives me a view of, all right, this is what I want to see, but it's doing something else. So it's still telling me a story, right? It's telling me a storyline that potentially, right, I could be offside. So far, so good. I've said what I want to see, all right? If we don't see it, it's also giving me information. If we see it, it's also giving me information, right? So either way, you're getting information back from the market. Also, what I do like in this trade is that at least -1, right, is before my next point of interest for continuation setup. So I like that about this trade. Still doesn't mean that it's gonna pan out, right? But it's just something that adds a bit more probability or comfortability, I guess, for me, right, in this trade. I'll say comfortability in this trade, because this is really what I want to see. At least -1, right, in line or close proximity to my next point of interest for my continuation. Nothing, not giving me anything right now. But the continuation setup did give us -1, right? We have one more contract in place targeting 1.25. No, 1.25, 1.5. 1.5, and risk has been reduced on this continuation buy here. Right now we're in a retracement sell. Less than 3 minutes until 10:50 macro, which can either help us or hurt us. Either way, out of my hands. Nothing more I can do. Let's get that mouse back here to buy back one. If and when we get a body closure above mean threshold of this order block here. Yeah, I'd prefer to be looking over here rather than over here, for sure. This is what I'm used to, looking over here. This is new to me. Have to let it close, have to let it do its thing. Until the candle closes, nothing I can do. And if it closes taking me out, then it closes taking me out. $10.50 macro. About to kick off. Let's see what it does for us here. Still no body closure, so still nothing for me to do. -2, -1, I like proximity to this open range buy side there. -2, I like the proximity to the old high there. Mean threshold. Negative 8. Oh, look at negative 9 though. In line with Asia sell side. I couldn't even hold it to all the way down there if I wanted to. I got a consistency rule to maintain. 1050 macro popping off. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna hurt us or are you gonna assist? Which H is it gonna be? Hurt or help? Want to see, oh, still want to see body closure below this. Use it as an inversion to continue lower. What I want and what the market does, two different things. Just have to pay attention to the storyline. Still no body closure. Still nothing for me to do. But we'll keep the mouse close by. Go 6 seconds, 5 seconds on this now. To buy back one on the closure of this candle. Hasn't closed yet. Got less than 20 minutes on it. 20 minutes, less than 20 seconds. Then I'll have to quickly adjust this buy stop to 3 before it takes me out, and then adds and buys one. Alright, buying back one, closing this, changing that to 3. Trying to be quick about it. And we can close one of these. And let the rest do its thing. Let the rest do its thing. I'm not seeing a continuation setup here, right? Now I would engage in personally. Okay, so already regarding this trade as a loss, okay, for me. M50 macro said, I'm not on your side today. You're offside. You're offside, mate. Nothing I can help you with today. I'm sorry. You're just offside. Boop. Offside caught. You're offside, mate. You're way beyond the defenders when the ball was played by your teammate. Alright, getting smashed out of that. So what I'm getting here, right? Even though I'm taking L's, I'm still pretty excited because now I'm seeing where I'm wrong when I'm wrong, right? I'm getting more data back that's telling me, hey, when this happens, there's a high probability, high chance that you're offside, you're wrong. So I like that aspect. I like that. Always be learning, even in the L's. Always be learning. I like that. I like that I have now implemented something like this, right? Anyway, this will be the low for me to be for it to take for me to be interested. I need to adjust my dealing range here. It gives me another opportunity. I do have one more bullet, and I will use it and be done on the day. Let's see where we're at. 423. Cool, cool, cool. Nothing wrong with that. Waiting to see if negative 1.5 of our terminus on this trade will get hit. As we still pay attention to our retracement. Which I have no queries about getting back in, right? Still have one more bullet. Some would say over trading, I would say controlled, right? I have my risk parameters. I haven't breached it, so I still have another opportunity to get in the market. Time is still there for me, right? So I would be interested. This would be the last trade of this account. Fair setup, nothing wrong with it. Excuse me. Nothing for us to do here. Until we take this low. Right now, setup has not been confirmed. Okay, reaching closer. What I say was for what? 423, so it's pretty much saved myself for $80. Last trade of the account, actually, not of the session, of the account. If it confirms, if it gives it to me, I will partake, I will engage, and feel no type of way. Still have time on our side. Seven more minutes left in this macro. Nothing here yet. Two, we take that market structure shift here. Trade has not been confirmed. No entry for me. This will be the last trade on this account, our third bullet. Yep, I'm interested. I'm interested. That is a bit of me right there. That's my sub confirmed. Let's buy back at 5,550. Buy back one. Negative 1.5. We're looking at 3,850. Buy back one there. Let's close this bad boy. And we'll buy back the last one at 721.25. 721.25. Right there. We can go ahead and close this. Keep the charts a little bit clean. Like I I said I still want to see a closure below this. Use it as an inversion to continue lower. Stop wise, oh yep, it's 23, 24, perfect, right there. 823, 824, nailed it. Last trade, out of my hands, in the market, the model, and the trade management's hand, okay? Nothing more I can do but pay attention to the candlesticks. Right now, trying to see where my last land in the sand will be for this trade. It was the full, it was a decent size candle, so we can use that. Yeah. Want to see a closure below here. Use it as an inversion, all right, to take it lower. Continuation. The high that needs to go right now will be, let me see the high of this, 803.50, 803.50, same high, so it'll have to be this one up here. This is what I want to see. Now I want to see price stay in the lower portion of this inefficiency. Use it as an inversion to keep price lower. If we do get above it, all right, we have this inefficiency here that I want to see keep price lower. Oh, before up here, we even have this tiny one here too. But for continuation, right, this is the high that needs to go for me to be interested. Come back into what is deeming as 50-minute first percent to fair value gap, but I wouldn't really regard that as my first percent to fair value gap just because of the size. Just because of the size. Right, because then when I'm looking over here, I feel like I'm not centered in the camera, you know. Body staying in the lower quadrant. That's what I want to see. All right. Wicks didn't do the damages. The bodies tell the story. So paying attention to that. This is not a signal service, all right? The goal here is for you guys to learn the processes behind the entries, all right? Not to blindly follow my entries, all right? What I'm willing to lose may not be what you're willing to lose, all right? You might go in with more contract size than I would, all right? And then I end up taking a loss and you end up taking a loss. That's got nothing to do with me. That's on you, all right? This is not a signal service, all right? We're here to learn the process behind the entries so you can then do it yourself. Body staying in the lower quadrant of that inefficiency. I'm obviously paying attention to how price behaves in this tiny inefficiency here on the 15-minute time frame. I do want to see this respected for my current trade right now. Macro is about to be done on this candle right here. be saying consider what? Let me check the lifeblood of this stream. Says excellent. But we've lost the chart now. It's back. $11.11. Macro is done. Our session is done. We'll stay a little bit. And see the outcome of this trade. Well, not the full outcome. We'll see what happens. I'm still in debate of my last land in the sand. Last line is the word. Line. It's not very clear to me right here. I don't want to use the full range. This candlestick is, full-bodied enough to be considered. I am paying attention to how price behaves in this inefficiency here. I'm seeing respect for the 15-minute first presented fair value gap, alright, which I wouldn't regard it as that. It's just the first fair value gap on the 15-minute. Stay a little bit longer and see what happens in this trade. Either way, it's the last trade of the morning, last trade of the account, last bullet of the day. Alright, it's only fair we see how it plays out. I won't stay too long though, because I gotta have lunch and get ready for PM session. This is still the high that needs to go. I'm watching price in here. Body closure, if it supports it, definitely will be reducing risks there. Above, body closure above, comes back, closes above it. Yeah. We're gonna start wrapping up. All right, we're gonna do a trade performance review because we're done really here for the morning. Let's go over our trades this morning. All right, initially, well, not initially, it's still the same. Our condition was established as a buy program. All right, so we're looking to be a buyer of this market. All right, we did identify this retracement setup. All right, got in it, fair enough, took a loss, but it did give us the green light go ahead to then enter a continuation setup. We saw that happen right here. So far it gave us -1. Our adjusted stop, we still would be in that continuation buy. Gave us 2 contracts, all right, waiting to see if negative 1.5 is on the cards for this trade today. All right. I guess I'll find out PM session, and you'll find out just by looking at your own charts to see if it gets hits or not, and whether this trade takes an L's or not. Did see this retracement set up as well. All right, engaged in it, nothing wrong with it. Met all the criteria, ended up being a loser. Second bullet there, and now we're in our third bullet for the retracement. Okay, nothing on the continuation here that I would have took, and nothing here on the continuation that I would have took. Like I said, this is the high here that needs to go for me to be interested in a continuation setup right here where price is at. And that was our morning. All right, three trades, 2 L's, one winner, all right, which we taped red, which we're still collecting data on those, and fourth trade that we're in, well, not that we took, 3 trades that we've taken, fourth trade that we witnessed, we're still watching it now. We've got a do we have a closure above that? Yep, we've got a closure above that. I want to see how price uses it now, all right, to potentially continue higher to cause a market structure shift here. What I did well today is that I showed up, right? I got 1% better, gained experience and learned lessons that I'll take into my next trading day, collecting more data, all right, and being able to confidently engage in buying in the premium, all right, and also gaining more confidence in reading the price action, the candlesticks, and seeing the characteristics that lets me know that, hey, I'm potentially offside in this trade. So what? Something needs to be done, either reduce risk or close the trade here, all right? So yeah, every day I'm in front of the charts, I'm learning and I'm growing, I'm getting 1% better, right? I cannot wait to see the analyst I'm going to be in like 3 months time, in 6 months time. By the end of this year, whew, gonna be insane. So yeah, that's what I did well. Showed up, stuck to my procedures and protocols, followed my processes, and didn't deviate from it. So very happy and pleased with my performance today. The outcome is totally out of my hands. Okay, I'm seeing the signatures that I could potentially be offside here. Right, I said we got a closure above this inefficiency, came back in and closed above it. All right, so potentially I could be offside, but I'm still like this leg here. I need to analyze it because, or this leg, I'm not really seeing something confident that I would be like, yeah, I'm offside. But I'm seeing characteristics down here that I'm offside already. But I do want to. I'll wait for a body closure in the order block like I have been doing. Okay, but right now I'm getting alarm bells ringing in my head that potentially I could be offside in this trade here. Went that for sure, woke up by a decent hour, got my morning routine in, showed up today chart wise, paid attention to the price action, was aware of where my continuation setups would form, and was okay with taking the trade and taking the risk, understanding where price was at. So I'm happy and pleased with that. So I don't think I felt short anywhere today, really and truly. But if you can think of anything, you let me know. All right, let me know. If you think of anything where I fell short, let me know. But for me, I think it was a solid day for me. The outcome doesn't determine how I do as a trader or as an analyst, right? For me, it's about, did I follow my processes? Did I follow my procedures and protocols, right? Did I do everything that I've set out my rules, all right? Did I follow my risk management protocols? Yes, I have. My risk management allows me 3 bullets, and I can choose to use all 3 bullets if I want to, right? As long as I'm done at those 3 bullets, that's it for me. I'm happy. I'm content. So yeah, I don't think I fell short anywhere. How I can improve for next day, next trading session is keep showing up, keep seeking excellence in everything that I do. Don't let short-term adversity, losses, series of losses deter me. Series of losses, which I am experiencing right now, deter me, distract me from what I got going on. All right, confirming a continuation setup here. All right, potentially, like I said, based on price action down here, I kind of got an inclination that I'm offside. All right, but I'll let it do its thing. Yeah, keep showing up, keep seeking excellence in everything I do. Don't let short-term adversity distract me from what going on. Keep taking small steps in the right direction, and eventually we'll get to our destination, right? Keep collecting data, keep analyzing the data. Still getting together my journal. All right, I didn't have time over the weekend, but it's coming along really good. I like how I'm putting it together. By the end of this week, I should have a journal, and I'm gonna go back and import everything that I need to import in there. Obviously by going back through the video journals and seeing the trades that I've taken, and doing that way. It is what it is. So that will bring our session to an end. All right. I've already accepted this trade as a loss from down here. Okay, so I'm fine with it coming to take me for a full stop out. Where is that right now? Okay, which I'll let you know when I move off the screen if it does, which it is about to take me out right now, so we can watch it. There we go. Smashed out of that. Third bullet on the loss. understood from down here, okay, that it was going to be a loss, confirmed the continuation setup. So I will be watching this continuation setup going into lunch session and going into PM session to see how it plays out. And I'll also be waiting for negative 1.5 to get hit on our continuation setup here. So even though I'm losing, I'm still learning, I'm still growing, I'm still winning. All right, in my eyes, I'm still winning, to be honest. But anyway, digress and we progress. Before we wrap up on a solid morning session, all right, full of series of losses, but also full of lessons, all right, and better understanding of price action and what I'm looking for in terms of letting me know, hey, I'm offside or I'm onside, right? That part for me is top tier. I don't even care about the L's, the outcome. That part for me is really my next phase of progression, and I'm seeing, so much progression and improvement in that part of my price action reading, in my understanding and reading of price action. So yeah, that's a win in my books, to be honest. But anyway, before we wrap up, I want to leave you guys with this. There was a time I would finish a trading session and still feel lost, right? Even on days I made money, I didn't really know why it worked. And on losing days, I had no system to fall back on, right? Right now, today was a losing day. I still have a system to fall back on. I understand that losses are the only thing promised to me. My system is not wrong, right? There's nothing wrong with my system. I just have to keep doing what I'm doing, right? The probabilities will be in my favor, right? That's the difference between guessing, right, and having a real edge. And here's the truth: most traders only focus on entries, right? But consistency comes from the system behind the entry. Because without the system, you have nothing to fall back on. You're just like going wherever the market takes you, right? So if you've been watching and thinking, this makes sense, but I don't have the full system yet, that's exactly why I created 10% to 1% club. That's where we go deeper into all three pillars: the full model, the risk management system, the mindset and money principles needed to join the 1% club, and the exact process to follow on a consistent daily basis. If you're serious about becoming consistent, okay, that will be your next step. I used to think the goal was to win more trades, but the real goal is to become a type of trader who can perform no matter the outcome, no matter if you're winning, no matter if you're losing, right? No matter if you experience a series of losses, which we just did, right? Which it doesn't phase me. For me, I'm more focused on the processes. If I'm showing up and following my processes and my procedures and protocols, right? Which I have been doing. So for me, I'm happy. The outcome doesn't matter to me. It's out of my hands, right? It's not up to me. It's up to the market. It's up to the model, and it's up to the trade management. Because once you have that, right, the results will follow. And that's all for today, folks. I'll see you in the next AM session Wednesday, tomorrow, kicking off at 9:15. 9:15 kickoff. Be here on time. All right. As always, I'm the trader here, signing out. Good luck, good trading, happy hunting.